Started as an ordinary day morphed into a nightmare when Donald Opio and his colleague Oluka were accused of theft, a claim that spiraled into alleged torture at the hands of the military teams stationed there. They had been employed as casual workers rehabilitating and renovating Namboole National Stadium with UPDF's Engineering Brigade.
I was going to the toilet when a soldier guarding the northern gate called me, asked me he has something to show me. Then he asked me to first come with my friend and also bring my things I'm using to work, as he keeps. Now on a Monday, everyone was around. They took us to the office of the administrator, who is called Cosmas. Then from there, he put me on handcuff, and as you can see, he tortured me really with the wounds have just gone. As if it wasn't enough, he handcuffed me now, both hands, then was using a plier to, as you can see my toe, this one. He removed it using a plier and he gave me to eat it. He ordered me to eat it and I had no option.
His is more than a tale of alleged theft. It's a story about the resilience of a human spirit and the quest for justice.
The CEO then came. He asked for us. They took us down there. Yeah, He's called Colonel Chidemuka. We did not talk. He just called the soldiers, bring 2 mabati, then the iron sheets. They brought like 2. He asked us to lie on them. So at that time, he asked his soldiers to bring firewood.
Firewood?
Yes. Then they set the firewood under the mabati. They asked us to lie on them. But it was too hot to just do it on your own. So they had to put us by force.
Opio says was detained in Namboole and assigned a military doctor to treat his burns.
We are not allowed to let anyone see us. When I would be going to the toilet, they would cover me so no one could see the wounds.
The 27-year-old narrates that one day they were taken into a room full of soldiers and informed that a high-profile visitor would be coming to inspect the work. They were also ordered to sign a statement which they were not allowed to read through fast.
I was taken in a room. I got there, the OCCID. He introduced himself to me as the OCCID of Kwayagero police station. And there was another soldier again. So I was asked to record what they want about how I got to learn about this copper. They told us they are soon expecting a visitor. And so we are going to be kept somewhere. But after the visitors they are expecting they are gone, they will bring us back. Of course, in those periods when I was receiving treatment, they would tell me, when you recover, you should learn to forgive and never take that heart of making a revenge, as we are going to appreciate that by giving you some little money and also give you time to continue working with us.
Later, they were transferred to Boyogedere police station. It was at Boyogedere police station that the officers noticed the wounds on Opio's body and guided him to file a case of torture. For the first time since 17th December, he was given a chance to call a relative and later given a police bond. NTV reached out to Boyogedere police station, but nobody was willing to speak to us. The station officer referred us to the DPC, who did not take our calls. The UPDF Public Information Officer Felix Kulaije expressed shock over the incident.
First of all, that is unfortunate if it ever happened in our custody. What I'm told, he was caught with 42 kilograms of copper wires that he would remove the rubber and then take away the copper wires. But theft does not warrant mistreatment at that level. If indeed somebody has not confessed to a crime you are suspecting him to have committed, there are clear procedures you must take to establish the fact.
George Mosisi, a human rights lawyer, believes that this is a systemic issue, a lack of political will to discipline errant officers.
If the leadership doesn't hold their soldiers accountable to civilian authority, it has created a culture where the military think that they are above the law. And it starts from the political cases, where they think that maybe for political cases, these ones can be treated differently from others. Then it creeps into even other civil cases. Some of these big officers are shielded by the offices they are holding. They are shielded by government not coming out to fully own up to some of these excesses. So if we don't see, because the law is okay, we have a very good law in place against torture, but it's not working because there's no will to enforce it.
Check in the whole world. We are the only ones with the Directorate of Human Rights. I don't know whether you're aware, Mr. Kyamagero.
You got to know about that.
Yes, we are the only army in the world with a Directorate for Human Rights to train our soldiers on human rights. As if having siasa is not enough, which insists on good conduct and what have you and what have you. We ensure that we do what the other armies do by teaching them the law.
Donald Opio's story is a mirror of the struggle of many Ugandans caught between hope and despair, seeking justice that seems perpetually out of reach.
And they would tell me, when you recover, you should learn to forgive and never take that heart of making a revenge. Since they are going to give me some little money, and they will ask me whether I can still stay and work with them, because they have another site soon happening in Oyima. I really want to find my rights, because there they could tell me, for them they don't follow rights, they follow left.
Towards this, and as grave as it appears, it's important I establish the other side. Yes, if there were robberies, must you torture somebody to extract information? After all, we know that information extracted by force is not admissible in court. We must investigate. And if indeed the engineer is found to have flouted these regulations, he definitely, despite the good works he has done in Namboole, he will be held accountable.
As we come to the end of this reporting, what we should remember that the stories of torture and atrocities we have uncovered are not stories of individual pain, but these are call to actions for all of us to join the chorus against the injustices that prevail within our communities. I'm ANDREW KYAMAGERO, NTV Tonight.